The topic of our group is domestic violence in New Zealand.
He gets angry over nothing. His wife gets scared, and he controls his kids by hurting them. His brother, his parents, his neighbours, friends, and his workmates. They've all noticed how he treats his family, but no one's speaking up. It's hard to know what to do.
Hi, Jeff. Hey, mate. Saw your boy the other day. Oh, yeah?
But the sooner you reach out to someone with a family violence problem, the sooner they can get help to change. Find out more at Are You OK?
To address about what is domestic violence. Next is the history and development of domestic violence.
Children who live in homes where there is abuse and violence see things they never should.
Stress? Would you like some cakes? I just baked them. No, what's called that? Useless! Can't do anything but you with the face.
It can affect them deeply, sometimes for life, and can lead to lack of confidence, problems at school, depression, or worse. If you're being abused or sexually assaulted, there are people you can talk to.
So I'm going to talk about the impacts of domestic violence in the workplace. Domestic violence is an issue that is common in New Zealand and other households in the world. Domestic violence occurs when couples who are married or in a relationship are involved in an abusive behavior. It is evident that there are instances whereby domestic violence has had negative implication on work relations. According to Burnley 2014, 1 in 3 workers are affected by domestic violence, which consequently affects their work relations. The reason is that they have been traumatized psychologically or physically and have been unable to concentrate on their work. In a domestic violence system, the person who is mostly disadvantaged is the victim. The victim may delay for work owing to the disorganization that occurs when people are embroiled in a domestic violence. The domestic violence victim may end up reaching the workplace later than expected, which is a condition that may contribute to misunderstanding by the employers at work. When there is persistent lateness in work arrival, employers may have negative relationship with the employee who is constantly engaged in late arrival at work.
On civil and political rights as well as the United Nations Charter. New Zealand has committed itself in ensuring perpetrators of domestic violence are punished and stopped by the law. The administration under gender and health has led to the formation of organizations that rescue children and women who are the most affected groups of violence. Violence is a violation of human rights, which is why the violence to remain with a violent partner is such a critical topic. A population of humans do choose to remain with their partner after violence because of children, fear of unknown, or financial constraints. Research has shown that people with intergeneration issue have higher number of cases on intimate partner violence. Classification of domestic violence is not conclusive considering the few times that domestic violence cases are reported. Drug abuse, high rate of poverty, unemployment, and mental disorders have shown to be factors affecting domestic violence. The cases of domestic violence reported also overlap with children abuse cases. Parents that are violent, especially in front of their kids, tend to abuse kids physically, mentally, and emotionally. Men are also more likely to perpetrate violence compared to women. In recent years, the number of women serving prison terms on the basis of domestic violence is increasing. The increase can be attributed to the rise of feminists who stand up to men when attacked. Active engagement and flexible methods should be adopted regarding the issue of intimate partner violence. The fact that violence has not stopped in the 21st century, despite education and women empowerment, is disheartening. The government should seek to tackle the root causes of the problem in addition to providing leave space for victim and domestic violence. The issue may take years to eliminate if the government doesn't take the upper hand to start a national conversation without judgment. The root cause of the issue may be found by designing talks with perpetrators and victims as well and reaching a common goal. However, violence remains a crime and it should be treated with the seriousness in reverse.
New Zealand is a country with frequent domestic violence in the world, with an average of 5 minutes of domestic violence. The most frightening thing is that 80% of domestic violence incidents have not been recorded in the police. If all the incidents were counted, a total of 52,000 domestic violence incidents occurred last year. Even if New Zealand women are being abused, most women will not dismiss their relationship once they have children. A woman from Wellington, in an argument, her husband sold her and the children's child to her. She worked hard to a bedroom which was their child's. The husband continued violence in the child's bedroom until the woman was taken to the hospital. The surprise is that she didn't choose to end this relationship. There are many reasons why this woman wants to stay. The fear is a main one. This woman wants to stop violence, not a relationship. And she believes that the children to grow up with parents. Another reason is that she doesn't have enough economic conditions to raise her children independently. Of the Domestic Violence Victims Protection Bill. For employees, take vacations and can make short-term changes to work arrangements. The Act gives employees affected by domestic violence the right to take at least 10 days of paid domestic violence leave. This is separate from annual leave, sick leave, and bereavement leave. Ask for short-term flexible working arrangements. This can be for up to 2 months. Not be treated adversely in the workplace because they might have experienced domestic violence. This is discrimination. It does not matter when the domestic violence took place. Employees still have these rights if they experienced domestic violence before they began working for their current employers or before the law changed on 1st April 2019. Employees must work for the employers for at least 6 months, and during these 6 months, they work at least a range of 10 hours per week and provide evidence of domestic violence to obtain. For employers, not every employee will use this leave, and for these ones that do, excess leave can be monitored and controlled. One benefit to employers will be that providing leave and flexible arrangements to help employees resolve issues at home. Employee will be back to work and full productivity sooner.
Thank you for your listening.